that kind of leads into my point, though. I wouldn't advocate for anybody that's younger to get married and like push that narrative, because I don't think I think here's the thing that I lean on a lot. I know for a fact that most of us that grow up in some type of ethnic background, your parents don't see you as grown. So what I hate is the narrative of um 18 to 23, your parents still see you as a child, but the dating pool still tries to make it seem like they don't see you as a child. The only
Why would
18 to
why would a
23
man
year
who's
old that you
dating
don't
you
see as
see
a
you as a
child
kid?
is the one you birth.
Are
But
you gonna
then
marry the dating pool, or are you gonna marry your parents?
There's nothing wrong with getting married young. We just gotta be wiser when we're young. Why are we waiting to damn 22 to start dating anyway? When you leave the house, so most people leave the house at 18, you should be start dating then. You should start figuring out who the hell it is that you're trying to be with, what type of husband you trying to get with before you start sleeping with men. That's what Lady O was saying. We quick to have sex with men, but we not trying to sit here and figure out who's husband, who's leader, the stuff that y'all talking about. Who's the leader? Why I'm gonna submit to this leader. Like, I guess Laisha, y'all saying that she's staying at home, stay at home mom and all that stuff, picking a man that could provide and all the stuff that y'all looking for. We should be striving and looking for that at an early age. We're not doing that. We're going to school, ain't nothing wrong with that, but we're going to school, we partying, doing drugs, smoking, having sex, orgy, all this type of stuff that women, I'm not saying y'all did that, but women today are doing that. They're doing all of that. So when you move out the house and you're striving, right? You're by yourself, you're an adult now, right? At 18, then that's what you should be looking for. So by the time you are 21, then you can get married because you should be wiser. I got married at a young age. I don't have that story that Naomi has or whoever else got divorced and they got married young. I don't have that story. That's not me. So I became wiser.
My name's Katira. My name's Katira. You can say my
I'm
name.
talking about you. I don't know. I never met you. I don't know your relationship. I said Naomi, first of all. So get out your feelings. Second, you have to make sure that you are.
You spoke in an example because I was the one that was married at 22. So that's why I said just be respectable and just say my. Yes, you did. But continue.
I don't even know you. I've never even been on a panel with you. So get out your feelings. Like I said, I don't know nothing about you. When have you seen me on here lately? Like, are you serious?
Continue.
No, I don't need to continue. Let's continue just having this conversation since you want to go there.
Yes, because you brought up 20. I was the only one that said that I was married at 22. So you literally talking about my situation.
I got with my husband at 22.
So we're not doing that.
I got with my husband at 22.
All right, ladies.
Like I said.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Now, you can get wiser at a young age and you can find you a husband at a young age. We just need to get our head out the gutter. Now, I understand that women today are not doing that. They're choosing to, get married later and have kids later, but that's a destruction. Because like Lady O said, all people are doing is having sex and having babies by multiple baby daddies, or even if it's just one. Y'all not looking for husbands. I feel like this whole conversation has been very selfish. It's been about me, and what I want to do. When it's supposed to be together, I don't see nobody trying to grow with no man. This whole conversation. I just hear this man has to be established. Not saying you can't get with a man that's established if he finds you and you are ready. Sure, get with him and then y'all good. But if he's not ready, then why we can't grow with men, and then eventually all this lifestyle that you're looking for, you will have at an early age. You're not going to be 45. Oh, I'm finally able to go to Dubai and go to fucking Africa. You could do that at 22, 25. Because y'all not ready to grow with men.
And you're married as well.
Yeah.
You're married too?
Yeah. I'm married and I got 5 kids. I just had one. I'm on my maternity leave. I don't work. Like, I just had a child.
Wow.
My child is 4 weeks old, literally. That took me a long ass break. But anyway, I'm out here. I don't work or whatever. I don't do none of that. I'm on here and I'm speaking, but I'm just saying, besides myself, I think that women should start young, not later. And you just have to be wise.
Will you stop sniffling on the mic, bro?
Oh shit, my bad. I thought my shit was muted.
to Bo's point, I just think that we have to be wiser. That's it. I don't think that people that are immature and don't understand what marriage is should get married. I agree to that, Bo, to your point. That is very true. But I do think we just need to start younger when it comes to relationships as far as understanding what it is. That's all I'm saying. We need to change up the game. We're not doing that. Instead, we're just saying get married later, and then we just dumb as hell by the time we're 30. Ain't nobody trying to start having no kids at 30. I said I want to stop having kids at 30, not start having them at 30. That's too old. I'm just saying that's to me. Now, I'm not talking about medical, some things happen where you can't have a child. I ain't talking about that smart person. I'm just talking, if you are able and you are fertile as hell, don't wait. Because we all have a life too. You want to be there for your child too, right? Like, I don't want to be an old ass parent. Start early, grow with your husband. That's a beautiful
But
thing.
when we start having those type of conversations, right, the problem comes in is where when we're talking about usually like the men that are good men, a lot of them were like really shitty and assholes when they were the same age as us. And a lot of us don't want to marry a shitty person and then let him grow in the marriage. I'm not going to lie to you, like emotionally, right? Because I tell people all the time, yeah, like I did get married super young. Well, like I met my husband super young and we stayed together until we got married, right? And the problem is like he was terrible at 18. He was. So the thing is like, what woman are you like saying is going to get married at 22 when the men are still in the strip clubs and the nightclubs and all the places that you say are not conducive for anybody to be able to build a relationship. And then here comes Darwin finna say the younger women need to marry the older men.
Well, I'm gonna say, why would you marry an 18-year-old who's not ready? Like, I'm not saying you got to marry a 40-year-old
Because they want to groom them.
No. I'm saying, why would you? That example that you gave, like, right? I told you at 22, for me, I was wise at that time, right?
Well, no,
As far as
when we
relationships,
got married was us older.
22 is still young. I'm just 18 is just when you move out the fucking house. You're an adult, right? But I'm saying, why would I, if you choose the wise path, right? You know relationships, you understand it, you're observant to the world, you see failure out there, you see baby mamas and daddies and they can't get it together. Why would you choose a man who was still at the club? That's not for you. That is not your husband. So if you have to go a little older, for me, for example, at one point I thought I had to go older because you're right. There were men at my age that were not ready to be a husband, but I did not be with them. I did not stay with them. Right. So luckily for me, my husband is only 2 years older than me. He was wise as hell at his age. Like, he was like 35, right? Mindset. I just got lucky with that. I wasn't trying to go 20 damn years to get a man that has it together. You just have to don't give up and be,
I think we're giving the women too much credit at the age of 20, 22, as if there was a disparity of maturity, as if the women that were 20 and 22 wasn't trying to go on hot girl summers and just as reckless as the 20-year-old go. If anything, even more sexually reckless, given the disparity in options between a young 22-year-old baddie at the top of her prime versus a 22-year-old useless guy that's working at Walmart pushing carts. Like, what are we talking about? So yeah, obviously you have to level up the range of the age bracket or increase the age if you are 22 and you call yourself submissive and you want to start a family young, then yeah, you don't have to bottleneck yourself into an age bracket.
But I wouldn't advocate for that. That kind of leads into my point, though. I wouldn't advocate for anybody that's younger to get married and like push that narrative because I don't think I think here's the thing that I lean on a lot. I know for a fact that most of us that grow up in some type of ethnic background, your parents don't see you as grown. So what I hate is the narrative of um 18 to 23, your parents still see you as a child, but the dating pool still tries to make it seem like they don't see you as a child. The only
Why
18 to
would a man
23-year-old
who's
that you
dating
don't
you
see as
see
a
you as a
child
kid?
is the one you birthed.
Are
But
you going to
then
marry the dating pool or are you going to marry your parents? Why in the
But
hell
yeah.
would you bottle your neck to the standards of your parents that's not vetting you to wife you or husband you? And there's a man that's eligible that's trying to get to know you and vet you. Wouldn't you align yourself to what he sees, his vision, how the market
You don't
sees
think
you?
that's strange? You don't think that it's strange that, like, I'm okay, so everybody up here pretty much has kids. You would look at your child that's 18, 19, or 20 and see them as a child, but then you'll go out into the world and try
First of
and
all, I don't see an
pursue.
18 and
That would be
19.
weird.
I don't see. I
If
don't
you
see an
think that an
18.
18-year-old is a child, any 18-year-old
First
should
of
be a
all,
child.
I think we got to go back first. I don't see an 18, 19-year-old, 20-year-old as a child. We're talking about a human being that can go in the military and become a trained killer.
I think that's a poor decision too.
Well, see, now that's a whole nother different live. But to answer your question, I do not see these are grown ass adults that can go and get locked up and do a life in prison. You're telling me that they can go and serve in the military and lose their life, but they can't properly plan how to be a father and a husband?
Yes,
What type
because
of
we
world are we
technically we
living in?
see it all the time. Couples in the military don't get married because they're good people. Because I'm
I
saying
was in the
young ones
military.
because they're good, because they believe in good marriage and Christian marriage. No, we see the 18 to 23-year-old crowd in the military getting money because it gets them some extra money on their check. Because they don't. That's not how they're thinking,
Okay,
because
you
they're
want to
not
have to
even mature enough
substantiate
to
these
get there
claims are
yet.
very, very extreme and inaccurate. The
Right.
whole bottom
No.
line is before we try to move the goalposts, can we at least understand that an 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old is a grown adult?
Not mentally. What do we say? You want to be body wise? Okay, cool. But mentally, hell no.
So,
And
well,
what
she
makes
is
you
telling the truth. Well,
What
she is telling the
18-year-old
truth
y'all know that's not
because
still on the phone with their mama, getting their mama to help plan their doctor's appointments? No. What
Well,
20-year-old?
no,
What?
my
These are
yeah, but she
still
is.
kids.
okay?
so
Can we,
my
okay? Let's
19
take
year
out.
old
Let's
my
take out.
19-year-old
Wait.
has
Listen.
my
Hey, y'all.
19-year-old has a
Hold on,
full-time
Naomi.
job.
Naomi, hold on. Before we get to, because she posed another question in there and it's going to get all y'all going. And Sierra's been very patient. So can we go ahead and get Sierra in?
And me.
Honestly, what I had to say